Hello, I'd like to tell you about a fantastic product, the JBL Party Box On The Go. This bad boy is a lot of fun, and for the price, it's fantastic. Just like with any JBL product, if you want to go to the store and buy yourself a personality, this baby is how you do it. I like comparing it to like other speakers, like this UE model, to point out the differences. So this UE, just like a lot of speakers, is like omnidirectional, where the sound comes out in almost every direction. But this guy is not omnidirectional. This guy has one singular direction, and that's helpful for a lot of reasons. First of all, with these guys, you need the area around it to be exposed to get the full sound. When I put these in my CamelBak, they do not sound as loud as when they're outside the CamelBak. This guy doesn't really go inside any sort of CamelBak. It comes with this strap. The strap is fairly robust. I think for most people the strap's gonna be perfect. I like to walk around with my JBL. I like going around and stuff. I don't really, unless I have a bunch of gear, I don't really do the strap. It has this like pad on here which is supposed to help out. Really, like, I lose circulation with the strap, and so what I've found is if I'm gonna be going out for 5 hours, 3.5 hours, because these guys are the backup to this guy, if I'm gonna be going out, I have to switch sides. But it's better really not to use the strap at all. Like I said, it's got a battery life of about 2 hours, 45 minutes, maybe 3 hours. If you don't crank it up all the way, you could probably go a lot longer. It says something like 10 hours in the box, but it's fairly loud. It's fairly loud. To be quite honest, these two are about as loud as each other, but the depth of sound and the bass are really what make it worth it, I think. I think that perhaps just like in comparison, like comparing the sound, it gets to be about just as loud. But like I said, it's that depth of sound. On this, you can't really feel the music as much as you can on here. This guy has these it has these daytime lights. I'll see if maybe you can see it, but it's got this really cool function where like the lights come on, and just like that, it takes about like 10 seconds to turn on. It takes a couple seconds to actually turn on once I do it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the lights or not, but it's got lights that it plays, and so like at nighttime the lights are cool because it looks cool, but during the daytime you probably don't want the lights because you probably can't see them. I don't know if you can see it right now, but the lights dance around and stuff. There's an app for the other speakers, but basically like everything that's on that app is right here. And so you've got your you've got the bass, you can turn it all the way up. You got the treble, you got to turn it all the way up. I don't know why there's a bass knob and then a bass boost button. I think I can tell the difference. It's not that noticeable though. I almost feel like the knobs are just glued on there just for fun, just to make me feel special. It's not really that important, and like when I'm walking around and stuff, my gut, my belly, my legs bounce into it, and it moves the knobs around and shit. So if they were important, it's good they're not important. Now the one knob that does definitely do something is the mic knob, and this part is hella cool. This part is hella cool. All you have to do with the microphone is just press the button and it turns on. Now if you're playing music, it's gonna cut the sound out for a second as the mic turns on. Microphone echo, less echo. So yeah, the microphone's really fun. It's just, you have to be careful about when you're turning on the microphone, when you're turning off the microphone, because it keys the sound on and off. It's got these cool little, like, I don't really know, like these sleeves for it. And I mean, I feel like I should trust the sleeves. I mean, look at that. I feel like I should trust the sleeves. I just don't. I've already almost lost the microphone once. I feel like I should trust the sleeves. I just don't. That's the thing. There's no reason for me not to trust the sleeves. I just don't trust them for some reason. There's just something about my brain that tells me that this thing right here, it might not hold it secure. But what these do though, what they actually do, which is really cool, is like if you have to lock this thing up somewhere, you can do that. I mean, mind you, they can't just cut it off, but still, there's that little layer of safety that it comes with. Ergonomically speaking, ergonomics aren't all there on this guy, just because the weight's so great. So like, I had to take this bandana and like cut it in half and then wrap it on either side, and it makes it a lot easier to hold and carry, because when I am carrying it, I hold it for hours at a time. So just the regular like plastic handles, it doesn't cut. Now wearing gloves and having this is fantastic. I dropped this. It was a really bad drop. There was like traffic and everything. I dropped it on the sidewalk, and it hit the ground with like a thunk. And ever since that happened, the grounding on the left side of the speaker is just, I fucked up. It was grounded somehow, and it's no longer grounded, so I get shocked. Walking around, if I go like this, I'll just get shocked. It's not that bad, but it's just kind of unpleasant. So really, like, what I'm gonna say is, like, if you want a home theater system, if you want anything casual, definitely get this. Definitely get this. And if you want to go more hardcore, it can handle it, but you just gotta be like, you just gotta be on top of your game. Don't drop it like I did. And as I tell you that though, I feel like if you're gonna be going out and about and doing things, you're almost gonna be it's almost gonna be inevitable dropping it. So it's durable, but it does take damage. I guess what I'm gonna say. I think it's cool because it's basically like the biggest portable speaker out there. I don't think it would be possible to make anything larger than this that I would say that is portable. I get tired moving this thing around town myself. I don't want to tell you the weight. I think it's heavier than the weight on the box. I think they're trying to fucking sell it as it's lighter than it is. But it could just be the fact that carrying it for hours makes it heavier than what it is. It's got the standard kind of setup right here. It doesn't take a C charger. It doesn't take a C charger. It takes like a computer